Click. All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Diamond Zone Thursday morning edition. And we're so excited. And we want to thank Chad and Atita again for yesterday. That was phenomenal. I love that open forum and just being able to ask questions. But today we have another special treat, which I'll let Lisa do the introduction. But here's the word of the day. You guys ready? Team developer. Team developer. Do you know what the shares are tracking at right now? The shares right now are tracking at $700 a share. $700 a share. So you talk about leaving money on the table. I mean, one person you get to team developer, one is $2,100 in your pocket. And they earn $2,100 plus whatever they earned in the comp. So that's what the shares are tracking at right now. So guys, listen, we're in a second pay cycle. You know, we've started the second pay cycle. So what was the goal on Monday? Everybody put the number up. I want to see the number. One and drive it down. One. So hold yourself accountable. That's the word of the day. And you know what? We have a great Diamond Zone for you today. I'm gonna turn it over to Lisa to do the introduction.
All right. Yeah, when I heard it was at $700 a share, you guys. Now that could go up, it could go down. I mean, it's based on how many people are on loyalty and how many people got somebody to team developer in 7 days. So you guys understand the ratio and how many people get someone to team developer in 30 days. So at $700 a share, you get someone to team developer in 1 week. That's 3 shares. That's crazy. Anyway, I'm pretty excited about that. So we heard that yesterday. We're like, what? Anyway, I'm really excited. I have the pleasure of introducing our guest speaker. She was already a guest on Diamond Zone, and we were introduced to this lovely lady through Fran Gatto. And I got to tell you, I've never been, Jeff and I, social media guru type people. You guys probably know that about us. But we realize, you guys, this is a high-tech business, and you have to develop skills to continue to grow your business. It is what it is. And some of us that are older, Jeff and I included, you know, this scares us to get into this world. But if you really learn some basic principles, it's not that scary. Once you start to do it, you know, even us old folks can figure it out. So LinkedIn for me has been a really big home run. I've never been on LinkedIn. I had a page, and when I actually logged on, I think there were like 80 invitations pending because it just sat there. So my point is, I've never really done anything with it. And I saw our next guest speaker, Melanie Miletics. Am I pronouncing that right, Melanie?
It's Miletics, but you were really, really close, so thank you.
Miletics.
Yeah.
Do a presentation on LinkedIn. I was drawn in, and I immediately went and I got her system, which is basically a series of tapes that you watch with a test after each lesson for a very nominal fee. And I started implementing the principles that she taught. And I have had some phenomenal results. I mean, I'll tell you what, it's a way for you to start. It's like a networking group online. And I've always loved networking. It's very straightforward, way more straightforward than I think Facebook. You got to dance with people over in Facebook. In LinkedIn, you could just kind of, it's about business. So I love it. So I did the training. Then I took it a step further because of Fran. She actually did a boot camp on my profile, because that's another important piece. And I was so impressed with how she took my profile, listening to the type of personality I am, to the type of client prospect I'm attracting. That's important, you guys. Who are you attracting? This is a business of attraction, not attacking. And basically, she really put a profile together that attracted who I'm looking for. Isn't that what we all want? We want to bring people on that are looking for what we have, which is amazing. So I was blown away, and I kind of said, Melanie, we really need to do something ongoing. So she's going to kind of be our LinkedIn lady. I call her the LinkedIn leading lady. That's what her profile is on LinkedIn. She's a social media marketing educator. She's a LinkedIn profile consultant. But the first Monday of every month, we're going to have Melanie really kind of continue to train our group on how to continue to refine your skills on LinkedIn. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up Melanie Militix.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lisa. And it's absolutely an honor to be able to work with people of the caliber of you and Jeff. I absolutely adore this industry. Real quick, my story is 16 years ago, like yourself, I started working from home so I could be mom. And the way that I started to work was online because my children were my daughter was small. So I am not a young spring chicken either, Lisa. However, for 16 years, I have been using the internet. I've been using what they call social media marketing before it had a name. And in fact, the word attraction marketing before it had a name. And I really don't see a difference in how we connect authentically with people, whether it's online or offline. So I take those same, relationship marketing, old school network marketing concepts to the people that I meet online. The only difference is when you market using a platform like LinkedIn, what we're going to talk about today, you have a unlimited number of people that you can connect that will see your message, far more so than your own hours of the day could ever handle in the real world, right? So without further ado, let's hop into this because what I'm going to give your team today is going to be actionable content that they can take beginning as soon as they get off this call to go find those new team developers and collect those shares because, well, that's super exciting. And knowing the platform I'm about to share with you, why LinkedIn, everybody who's here is just know you've got a platform to run with to go and claim those. So my first goal here today is to help you to remove all limiting beliefs that you have, that you don't have enough people to talk to. Okay, so that's what I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with you where those amazing people are. And then my second goal is to make sure that you go about it like a professional and not like a spammy amateur, right? So let's get this rocking and rolling. I'm going to hit the screen share.
Is it working? There we go.
Good now? All right. Awesome.
Get your notepads out, everybody.
Okay, so I'm going to go between the slides and LinkedIn for real because that's going to give us the best outcome. Again, real quick, I started from home as a hippie mama, had no circle of influence whatsoever, and I just had a burning desire to succeed and knew that I would succeed no matter what. And so I found ways to market my business using the internet, and I was able to do more than just be a work-at-home mom. We've been very, very successful in the industry, and the methods I'm going to teach you today can cause massive duplication within your team. So sometimes people ask me, can I teach this to my team? You better. Okay, you teach them to teach people, and you'll have a golden rest of the year. And 2018 is going to blow your mind. So just so you know, I am not just a theory coach. This is absolutely what I do, what I've done to enroll thousands of customers and more than 600 distributors in a lifetime. So let's rock and roll. Okay. So about almost 2 years ago now, I realized that Facebook, where I'd always done my business, was kind of losing steam. I was spinning my wheels. And I don't spend my time online for the sake of social media. Well, I should say, let me put it this way. I got on social media for business. Okay, so I don't spend my whole day scrolling through the feed for the sake of, you know, social media. I'm there to find business builders and put them through the process, you know, have them watch the overview, right? So Facebook was starting to fall apart for me. My time spent there was not getting the same results as it had, you know, even 3 years ago. So I looked for a better way. I absolutely knew that if I kept doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, that was ridiculous. These people are my people, and they're why I do this. So I'm about to go through some, probably some technical things. They might be a little overwhelming. So just acknowledge that. Take a deep breath. Might be a little overwhelming. I want you to remember your why so that you can follow through. Okay, so right at the top of your page, say, I'm doing this because X, Y, Z. Okay, here we go. So you may be spinning your wheels on other social media. And I just don't believe for a moment that you should just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And you are here with some amazing leadership who recognizes that there is a better place for you to get business builders. And so let's rock and roll. What I'm going to teach you in the LinkedIn lead system today is how you are going to connect with your ideal prospects. And ultimately, our goal is to have them wanting to connect with you, saying, yes, I'd like to watch the video. Yes, I want to talk to you. Here's my number. Or even better, having your phone ring. And if I told you that exactly what I'm going to tell you here in the next 45 minutes can get your phone ringing to enroll people, I hope you're taking some copious notes because it's time to go. All right, so why LinkedIn? Real quick, you may know that other social media outlets are more for customer gathering. Well, LinkedIn is the B2B place. And if you don't realize it, recruiting is more of a B2B activity than a B2C. Okay, your customer, of course, all your business builders are going to wear the halo, right? But they're a customer and a distributor. I get it. But the point is, if you're recruiting for business, you need to be on LinkedIn. The rest of the platforms are mostly for customers. And the beauty of LinkedIn is it's where the professionals are. Now, I've been in health and wellness network marketing for 16 plus years. And what I'm certain of is our best prospect is a professional that values their health. I'm going to say that again. Your best prospect is a professional that values their health. So that's not with the goofballs on Facebook. And not to offend you, you're probably a goofball on Facebook too. But they're on LinkedIn, okay? So, and just you're not going to get the teenagers, the reluctant socializers. Nobody's looking for dates on LinkedIn. Well, that's not quite true, but mostly not looking for dates. And as you can see, for lead generation, it is king, 79% versus their little 22% on Facebook. So right there, you should go, oh, wow. So if you're getting any results on other social media, get over to LinkedIn. You're going to see that multiply exponentially. And more content is viewed and shared on LinkedIn. Let me get to this one. Here we go. So if you're, and I'm going to give you the exact way to share your links with people. We're not spam malicious, spamathon people. Okay, we're not going to spam. But if you get 80% more people to actually watch your video because you're prospecting on LinkedIn, don't you think that that would be a good place to spend your time? The answer is what? Yes or yes, right? So I like to say there is gold in them there hills for those who know how to prospect, because LinkedIn is the Wild West of social media, right? So we're going to talk about how you're going to position yourself on LinkedIn. We're going to give you some ways to connect with people so that they're more likely to accept, and then set an appointment. We're going to talk a little bit about how to keep your LinkedIn profile up to date so that you are being engaging with your LinkedIn contacts. So before we even get to your profile itself, which is your step two, you've got to know who your perfect prospect is, because you're writing your profile to your perfect prospect. And you know, don't be afraid to make it very, very specific, because you can always change it up. People tend to be wary of, we call it niching down, and saying, you know, like, for example, my best prospect is tennis players in Connecticut. It's totally random. But hey, maybe I love tennis, and I live in Connecticut, and I know that they make great business builders because I've already got 2 of them. Okay, so that's my point. Don't be afraid to be so specific. You're going to catch more of your perfect prospect by being very specific than by casting a big wide net saying, oh, well, everybody is my perfect prospect. You know, that might be true, that, you know, people in, you know, your company from all walks of life are successful, but who do you most relate to, and who are you going to recruit and lead best? I'm going to say that again, and lead best, because that is your perfect prospect. So don't be afraid to get really specific there. So the next, after you've figured that out, then you're going to actually write your LinkedIn profile so that it connects with those specific people. And there's absolutely a science to optimizing your profile. So really, it's all about getting that perfect person to want to connect. So 3 things that you have to have in your profile. Well, first of all, have a profile and have it have tons of content. I visit so many LinkedIn profiles and they either look like a resume or it basically just has like 1 line. LinkedIn is this beautiful SEO engine. I mean, people are going to find you in search. So make sure that you have tons of content. So take care with your headlines. Make sure that your experience at areas actually have, you can put up to like 2,000 characters, words or characters. You put a lot in each experience session. Fill it up. Don't leave it with blank space. Another major tip is to put gorgeous pictures. Let me just go over to my LinkedIn here. Oh, why did I go? There we go. Let me go there. Can you see my LinkedIn now? Just give me a yes. At least give me a head.
No.
You're not seeing LinkedIn? Okay, thank you. Let me change it. New share. There.
And Melanie, is your voice, something's going on? Are you close to the microphone? Are you good?
Do I need to be closer to my computer?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? It's because I'm using my mouse instead of my good microphone, so I'll just step right up because I only have so many ports on my laptop.
Okay,
So,
that's good.
is this better now? Right up here? Okay,
Yes.
cool. I'll just hug it. All right. So gorgeous photographs, they do make a difference. And I just using Lisa's profile because not only do they have the right type of photo for the profile picture, but if you come down and you look at what she's done with her profile, she's got these images, and you see how it breaks it. Trust me, it is all about getting people to stick to actually look at it. So see how it breaks up the content where there's images. Now, whether people actually ever click on them and watch it, that's another thing altogether. Okay, you hope that they would, but it doesn't matter. It's really about them going, oh, who are these people, right? So just know that. The next thing on the same page is you want to have these featured skills and endorsements. You want at least 20 or 30 of them, and they should be relevant to what you want people to find you for, because this is actually all about social media SEO. So you want them to be, you know, things that you want people to find you for. So if you have old ones on there, like, I don't know, PowerPoint and Office Manager and, you know, stuff from your resume days, kill it, zip it, make it relevant to your new profession. All right. Let me go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, now do you see the right thing? PowerPoint? Cool. All right. Awesome. Okay, so as I said, do not skip the step of making your profile brilliant, because without it, it's like going to the business networking party in your sweats. Okay, you want to get dressed to go to work, so make sure your profile is gorgeous. All right. So let's see. We've already gone through that. Now, this is really important, because as you start to learn about LinkedIn, you're going to get, you may end up seeing some marketing and advertising that is a little bit misleading. And they'll tell you things like, you know, pay me to do your profile, and all the leads are just going to magically come to you on LinkedIn. That's not true. Number one, most people are going to do a cookie cutter type of profile for you anyway, because that's just the way they rock, that's the way they run. And the other thing is, your profile is passive, and it's only going to get you like 20%. Okay, so it's 20% of it. The rest is what I'm going to show you right now. So I'm just telling you, don't fall for hype. It says, oh, once my profile is awesome, I could just sit back and let them roll on in. They're just going to find me. Not at all true. Okay. There we go. LinkedIn is a professional network. Okay, so you might be totally amazing, cool, fun, crazy. That's awesome. But keep it on Facebook. And you can link to your Facebook from LinkedIn in the profile, like in the website section. That's fine. But keep this kind of stuff where it belongs, on the party. I'm gonna this is how I think of it. And I want you to think about where you're gonna recruit. Are you gonna go to the block party for Halloween, right? To go and find your next superstar team developer, or, because that's Facebook, or are you going to go to the community, the chamber meeting, Chamber of Commerce or Toastmasters or whatever, dressed professionally with business cards in hand to go find your best, because that's LinkedIn. All right, so just keep that in mind as you go to work. All right, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to actually go and go to the business networking meetings, which is the groups. Okay, so if you've thought about who your perfect prospect is, go and connect with relevant groups where they may hang out. Okay, it's going to give you access to hundreds of thousands of ideal prospects, and when you get your content that you're going to start to post on LinkedIn, when you put it in the groups, you could get literally hundreds of thousands of eyes on your content. Okay. Plus, people that are in the groups are the most active. Okay, so we're going to look at advanced search here because this is where things get really fun. All right, so remember I said I'm going to blow the roof off of what you think for people, how many people you have to talk to. I'm just going to use the same analogy. Tennis player. Okay, tennis. Wait, I'm going to go even better. I'm going to go tennis. I don't even play tennis. I wish I did. Tennis network marketing with a comma. So I'm searching for people that have tennis and network marketing in their profile. I'm going to click on people. Because that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a job. And there's 96,000 of them. I'm going to go for just people with tennis and network marketing in the United States and in Tampa. 43,000 people in Tampa alone. So if tennis players were my ideal prospect, I got 43,000 potential people to connect with. So take a moment, figure out who your ideal prospect is, do a search, and then know that this is where the gold is. Okay.
Hey, Melanie.
Yeah.
What is that noise? It sounds like someone. It's with a running water. It happens like every 10 seconds. Is that you?
No.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna change my microphone here, and I'm gonna get rid of the mouse, and I'll just use my keyboard.
It just sounds like a running water, and I'm looking if everybody's muted, and they are.
That's me then. Let me just get rid of the.
Yeah, it's like a toilet flushing.
Really?
Yeah.
It must be my computer. It must be like the fan in my computer.
Whatever you just did right now is like, yeah, okay.
Well, I have a magical microphone, like the real deal. All right, we're good. Cool. All right, so the rest of the recording should actually be good. Awesome. Okay, so where were we? We're going back to... Okay, so you have 30,000 potential connections on LinkedIn, but that doesn't mean you just connect with everybody. You want to be strategic. You want to make sure that there are people that are actually active on LinkedIn. Otherwise, you're just going to have a bunch of dead air, right? So you want people that are actually going to respond to you. Now, when you go to start making connections, which is right as soon as your profile is done, that's your next step. You can make about 5,000 connections or connection requests before LinkedIn says you've got too many connection requests. So you've got to, be strategic with them. Make sure that they're people that are actually active. If they don't have a profile picture, something like that, don't bother. And that's why I like going into groups and connecting with people that comment on posts, because those are active people. So at least 10 minutes a day now, 5 days a week, you're going to go and you're going to send out at least 10 new LinkedIn connection requests a day. Okay, so if you did that, it means you got 50 new potential prospects every week. Now, if you don't have, if you're not putting people in front of the presentation every day right now, this is exactly how you're going to do it. Okay, because as I say, the person who has the most people watch the overview wins. Okay, so just make that you. All right. So. Yeah, so obviously you can actually, there's a cool feature where if we're connected, you're going to be able to actually search within my connections. So definitely link with me on LinkedIn, because I've got quite a few numbers for you to connect with. And, if you are connected to somebody that you mutually know, you can actually ask them to, say, hey, we're both connected to Tony Robbins. I figure we have something in common. Let's connect, right? It's a personalized note. But the point is, you want to do at least a note that is not canned, okay? So you don't want to just hit connect and then just let it do the regular note, because that's going to be very worthless. Instead, even something as simple as, I think it would be beneficial for us to connect. Copy, paste. That's it. Just that alone will get you more people accepting than the canned message. So I'm going to actually cover Nimble another time, because it's something I believe that your team will be able to just rock with. So we're going to skip by this now. Okay, so once you have a new connection, you want to, it's not just about the connect and then the spam the link. That's not what we're doing, okay? First thing you're going to do when you get a new connection is you're going to go over and you're going to endorse them.
I did that earlier. I'm going to show you. Okay, so now if I've got new connections, these are new ones, right? Oh, look at that. Okay. I know this chick for like 10 years. Awesome. So the first thing you do is you're going to go over and endorse them for relevant skills. And she needs some help on her LinkedIn profile. Good to connect with her here, obviously. You're going to endorse them. And then you're going to look over their profile a little bit. I know who she is, and we're not going to do that too close here and then you're going to send them a personalized message. Not a whole, it doesn't have to take, you can have, part of it can be scripted, saying something like, fantastic to connect with you here on LinkedIn. I see we have a lot in common. Are you open to looking at, are you open to an outstanding opportunity? Okay, see, part of that can be canned. But the first part should at least say something like, hi, Alicia, fantastic to connect with you here. It's obvious, even if you just said hi, the first name, looks like we have some things in common. Would you be open to looking at an outstanding opportunity? Question mark, period, go. You do that with every single new connection. You send them a message and it's a question. This is where it gets really fun, because what most people do on LinkedIn instead is they go and they spam. They go and they send a message with a link or a video on the first shot. And it's not only is that spam malicious, but two, it's a waste of your time, because you don't know how many people actually looked at it. So then you've got, 300 people to follow up with. No, thank you. Not at all a good use of your time. Instead, you want to ask them if they are open. The other thing is, one of the best way to avoid rejection is to ask them if they're open in the first place. Now, I don't believe in rejection anyway, like who cares? But if you have a problem with rejection, the best way to avoid rejection is to ask if they're open in the first place, okay? So when you ask that question, so the question mark, once you've asked the question, the people that you're responding to are the ones that say yes. They said yes. You say excellent. Take a look at this 3-minute video. Let's set a time to get your questions answered. You don't have to dance on LinkedIn. You know how on Facebook you're supposed to like make a friend first and, buddy up and form a relationship, and then you can see if they have a need? No. On LinkedIn, you go in, you ask if they're open. They say yes, you get them the link, and you set an appointment. Done. That's it. There's none of this warming stuff up. In fact, the relationship comes after the sale, my friends, especially when you're recruiting business builders. The relationship comes after the sale. These people want what you have, which is freedom. Okay? So I said, just go for it. Get in there, ask the question, and get the lead. Now, if they don't respond right away, hey, that's okay. Let's, what are we going to do instead? What are we going to do? We're not just going to leave them cold. Maybe if they don't respond at all, you've got this little thing over here called notifications. And when anybody likes your post or anything, you can go and interact with them and say, hey, thanks for liking my post. Just send them messages. Or you're going to get things that say like, congratulate somebody. Perfect. You say congratulations. Hey, Scott, congratulations. Looks like we have something in common. Do you keep your options open? Looking at an outstanding opportunity. Like, you don't have to ask the question every time, but say congratulations. Engage them. Engage. This is where most people fail. They do not engage the contacts they already have. Okay? Like, oh, she's amazing. She's local. Okay. All right. So we've gone over this. This is, the point is, you don't want to give them a link to Helo World right in the first message. You don't do that. If you want to, if you have some kind of content that's relevant and you posted it on LinkedIn, you could link to that.
But I wouldn't just say, hey, here, go look at this, and if you like it, get back to me. Hope is not a strategy, and this is not a classified site, a solo ad. Get my point? This is not an email blast. These are people that you want to get to lean back in and ask you for details. So if you have a link in here at all, it's got to be to something educational. And if you want, you could put your Helo down at the bottom. So it would say like Melanie Militics, my phone number, and then my link to my world site at the very bottom. So it's not saying, hey, look at me. It's basically like down there. And if they can't help themselves, they can click on it, right? Because they can't help themselves. All right. So is this going to work? Yes, this works. Okay, so if you've got 50 new prospects in the week, and even 5 of them turn out to be excellent, interested prospects, that's 5 more people that you have an appointment with this week than you had last week. Now, what happens when that begins to snowball? So you have 5 this week, next week you have 10. The third week you have 15, because people start to warm up and come through the funnel. And people that weren't necessarily interested, after they see you on LinkedIn for a while, see that you're serious. There's a difference. Then they start to come to you and set an appointment. So we've already talked about that. Awesome. All right, so the next step is conversion. Once you have somebody who is leaned in and said, yes, I'm interested, you've got to be on it. I don't care if you keep a notebook next to your desk with highlighter pens and scratches. The people who say, yes, I'm interested, you're going to go back to your LinkedIn profile, their LinkedIn profiles. You're going to send them a message. You're going to get them on the phone, like as fast as possible, and go for the sale. Don't let these, again, hope is not a strategy. And social media can be incredibly, you can become incredibly profitable, but not if you just think that it's your job to entertain people and they're going to like fall over themselves backwards to come and join your business, because that's not the way it works. But there will be people that don't take action straight away. That's a given. It's never that everybody's just going to fall over. And your list, I mean, if there's one thing I know, whether you just started a network marketing yesterday or you've been here 5 years, you are always growing your list. That never, ever, ever stops, okay? And the key is to have your list so long that some of those people you forgot were even looking at you, and they call with their final question to join you in business, okay? So how do you do that? Well, that's called staying top of mind. So to stay top of mind on LinkedIn, please write these down. You've got groups you can post twice a week to. You've only really got to update your status once a day on LinkedIn. I love that, because on other social media platforms, it's all about the algorithm, and like you're supposed to post, there's even these big schedules, you can't post the same content on other media as you do here first anyway, so you don't need to blast your wall in LinkedIn. But once a day, 5 days a week minimum. And do inbox people who like your content. So let me give you a little bit of what it looks like on LinkedIn. Okay, so on LinkedIn, you're seeing LinkedIn, right, Jeff? Nod. Awesome. On LinkedIn, there's some people who still try to treat this like Facebook. And is going to be like industry education. It's going to be more professional content than goofy Facebook stuff, right? So, I mean, here's Richard Branson. He's not posting selfies, right? He is posting blog posts that he wrote or his company did and did it for him. But you see what I'm saying? You can share blog posts. You can share relevant content. You are not a commercial. Okay, you are not a commercial. Your job is to attract prospects, and then the commercial comes from World. World has done an amazing job of putting together the marketing to use after somebody says yes. So you don't want to be a commercial. You're not going to try to sell World, Helo, the EMF stuff. You're not going to try and sell that on your wall. Okay. First of all, that's B2C, as in customers. And it's just not, that's not your job. Okay. Your job is not to plaster products on the wall. Your job is to get people to lean in and say, well, what is it that you're doing to achieve freedom like that? To be able to work from home or work anywhere you want to. Wait a minute. That sounds like something that most people would absolutely need. You want them to lean in, and then World takes over the marketing. So for you, what can you post? Well, you can post content. Don't try and sell it. There's some smell. I don't know what people are doing. Anyway. All right. Let me see. It's probably not the best platform to do before and afters. That's just my professional opinion. That is a Facebook thing. That's a B2C thing, right? And it's, okay, I'm not going to sit here and just say what people are doing wrong because that's not going to help. What I want to tell you is, let's see what you want to do. Let's say you've got a relevant article in Forbes that's positive for direct sales or network marketing. Let's say you have some content that you've written. Let me show you how you can write content. You can write an article. It looks just like a blog post. All I did was click write article. And I can put a picture, and I can put a headline, and I can write a blog post about anything I want to do with business. And you can share that content, okay? And let me just go back here. What I like to do is go to like, oh, I can't use that one now. You can go to thought leaders in our industry. You can see what they've posted in their articles. You can do a couple of things here. So this is, I'm giving you a major secret right now. It's not a secret because this is all, that's why we're sharing, right? 30,000 people here. We're good for you to connect with. So you've got articles, right? You can share his blog post. That's cool on LinkedIn. Nobody's going to go join Eric anyway. Maybe his son. Anyway, not really. So, but here's the other thing. Look, you've got 111 likes. Do you think those people are probably network marketers? Yes. There's only 4 comments. I think there's room for you to comment to get other network marketers looking at you. Okay, so I'm giving you the gold right here. Like, comment yourself, and go and look through these people and see if they're awesome for you to connect with. Okay? All right. Okay. And anybody who likes and comments on your stuff, go say hi. Say, awesome. Hey, I saw that you liked my blog post about EMF pollution. I don't know. Is that something that you're interested for yourself or someone you love? It's always, that's another piece of gold I can give you. I always like to kind of take it away. Like, is that something you're interested in for yourself or somebody that you love? Like I asked them, right? So that's a good little way of not making it so direct if it's a little hard for you to be direct, or just, it's good to be indirect in any case, whether it's hard or easy. And I said it, but you know, that's my darling Sasha, and my children are even more darling. I'm a crazy health nut. So yeah, I eat kale, but I'm not posting this stuff on LinkedIn. Okay. I am not. It is not a place to post your food pics and your pets and your kids. You can, though, this is important, Lisa, Jeff, and other leaders. If you have pictures of yourself in business building mode at the front of the room with a microphone, in any case, yes, post them. Those kinds of selfies or pictures are absolutely relevant, because leadership is where people flock to leadership, right? People want to be led. So you're going to share on your own wall. You're going to share into groups. Sharing into groups is another secret. People just don't do it. And it actually gets emailed. So let's say you're in a group of 11,000 people and you write a really cool post. That goes into a link, a digest that gets emailed. So you could have hundreds of people finding out who you are on LinkedIn. I use something called buffer.com. What's really cool is that LinkedIn doesn't show that you're using Buffer. So people think I'm on LinkedIn every day. And as Lisa probably just discovered, I'm actually not, because I didn't respond to her in a timely fashion. Sorry. But they think I'm there all the time. And that's one of the magic things about social media is seeming like you're there all the time and you're in front of your prospect all the time. They think you're everywhere at once, and you're actually spending time with your family, right? You're getting the workout in while Buffer is posting. So you can set up buffer.com, totally free. And buffer.com, you can you could actually set it up for the whole week in about 20 minutes. You could set up all your posts that are going to go to LinkedIn, and you don't even have to be there, hands-free. Then your job is literally just to go and respond to the people who like and comment on your stuff. You don't have to be there. So you started today. I just gave you some pretty heavy duty but awesome things to do on LinkedIn to make yourself some amazing contacts. Team developer, 3 shares. I wrote that down. I'm not even sure what all that means, but that sounds amazing. There's this cool thing. It's called the social selling dashboard. So what I always like to do is for people that have done their LinkedIn profile, I tell them to make a note of how many searches they have on the profile, you know what I mean? But this social selling dashboard will actually give you a better idea of how you're doing on LinkedIn. So in your industry, you want to, and mostly for network marketers, you're going to do really well, really fast using my methods, I promise. All right. So as I said, I'm going to cover Nimble another time because it's worth a session all on its own. But the key is once you've made, I like to tell people, your list is gold and it deserves cultivation. So if you've got somebody who said yes, or maybe they didn't say no, then you're going to follow up with those people forever. Like forever. Like I have people I've followed up with for 10 years plus, because that's when I started collecting their really making a note of their information. Remember, people buy in their time, not ours. So our job is really just to have as many prospects as possible so we're not attached to the outcome for any one person. But do follow up forever. I just said that. But do expect, what I want you to know is you might not have had any success on LinkedIn yet. And heck, maybe you haven't even had real success in finding team developers yet. There's something we have to do. We have to take a leap of faith. Like I like to say, faith is a spiritual gifting of the entrepreneur. It's risk-taking in response to a vision. It's believing wholehearted in the unseen, right? And you've been called. So you got to step out in faith. And that means that you know that Jeff and Lisa have been extremely successful in business and with World. And you probably have other leaders that you've seen do the same. So you have to borrow that belief to go forward and do this, because you don't have necessarily a frame of reference to go, oh, I did what she said. I connected with 20 people, and out of the 20, I now have 3 team developers. I think that once you do that, your confidence will grow. But in the short term, you've just got to borrow. You got to kind of like walk in the footsteps of those who have gone before you. And what I want you to expect, I want you to have a positive expectation beginning right now. Expect that people that you connect with today are going to do business with you, and expect that all of the seeds that you plant between now and Thanksgiving and Christmas, that January, February are going to be bombastic. They expect that. Totally expect that. Because, this is a time of year where people I don't want to plant that. They'd like to get started right now. They like to get started. But if they don't, then you got them January, February is like, whoa, out of the park. But don't wait to plant your seeds until then. You'll be in trouble.
Hey, Melanie,
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay, I've got a question because I know you're, this is unbelievable. It's fantastic. I heard something that I just want to clarify. When we're posting in a group or we're posting on our timeline, you said don't be the commercial. Don't be posting, and just to help me clarify, like if someone's posting about a video on BioZen or a video on the Helo or a video on the new Infolio phone, are you saying not to do that and to maybe say instead post a message on the dangers of electrosmog? Can you clarify that? Because a lot of people on this call, you know, you could do the scrolling. There's a gazillion commercials on, you know, the actual product.
Yep. Okay. So, and you can put maybe 1 in 10 as a commercial.
Okay.
So maybe 1 in 10 posts as a commercial. Most of it's going to be, as you said, education about why. Even better, it'd be like, you know what? I think a testimonial is actually an excellent one, as long as it's written authentically. So let's say you have a Helo on somebody's wrist and you've got a story of how it's helped somebody very specifically. Why wouldn't you go in and write that up and say, I'm so thankful that I found this opportunity to help people in a really real way. And then you tell the story. And then you just say, you know, if you're open to helping people in a real way, connect with me. Not posting your link. See, posting and hoping is not a strategy.
So don't post the link. You're saying
Not unless it's asked
post
for.
your link in these posts.
Nope, unless it's asked for.
Okay, that's.
And then because what'll happen is I'll say
that.
if you want the link, ask me, right? And then you get comments, and then you can post it in the comments. Because guess what? Then you get the trolls going to your link. I call them trolls. I mean the lookers going to your link anyway. So you can respond in the comments with your link. Sure.
Hey, Melanie, how about newsworthy stories that are in the media? For example, yesterday it said, you know, the average person who hits the age 65 will retire into some form of poverty. It's
Totally.
Right?
Absolutely.
And now they're reading about poverty and they're going, that's me. And on the bottom, here's your link, right? Is that what you're talking about?
No, she's saying don't post your link.
Well, I would say you're still asking if they want the information to ask you for it. And what people will do, you'll see once you do and you post relevant stuff, it'll say, and you say, you know, ask me for info. And you'll see that people will say link please. They'll put it right in the comments. They'll say link please. So then you can actually post the link in reply to them. That's fine. Just don't be the commercial and post your link, because then it's like giving people the cow before they bought the milk. Whatever that saying is. And you know that saying, right? Yeah. Anyway, you don't want to just put it out there because then they think they know everything. Let me just say, if you hear about a company like one that's been around for 55 years and you hear the name of it, you think you know everything about it, don't you? So don't put it all out there, okay? You got to leave a little bit of mystery and have them lean in and ask you. Once they leaned in and ask you, it's all on. It's on.
And then the other point I love that you made, and I'm glad you made it, was realistic expectations and consistency. So many people think they're going to get involved in LinkedIn, do it for a week, and here comes the money. What you're talking about is something that has to be worked consistently to get the results in January, February, and March. And I'm glad you made that point.
And that's a great point, Jeff. But if, Melanie, you can expand on that. It's not having you sit in front of your LinkedIn commercial from 8 in the morning till 8 at night.
Wow.
Tell me, share with the group. I mean, if you've got this down, you're getting on and you do this, 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 and this, and then maybe you're off and you get back on again. It should be a system. And it's
the LinkedIn lead system. That's what it's called. It's the LinkedIn lead system. And I have a checklist for everybody. In fact, let's see.
And Melanie, I'd like you to tell everybody too, if they want more coaching on this.
Yeah, she'll do that, baby.
Yeah, totally. So there's a checklist that I have, and it's part of the course itself. And so what I would say is, you know, what I just gave you, you can take action on what I just gave you, absolutely. But take the course and grab the checklist themselves, because then you literally hop on LinkedIn, you make a few new connections, you go to your connections that have accepted, you endorse them, you send them a message, and then the most important thing is you go in and you reply to the people who have messaged you back. That is where the gold is. The money is in the people who message you back. So you just do that daily, and you can do that in 20, 30 minutes and hop off. And then another half hour a week spent doing buffer. So I'm not talking about spending your whole time, your whole day there either. LinkedIn will kind of limit your activity without paying anyway. So what I say is, you know, you've got not only the system, but you have a proven way to stay consistent and persistent at this thing. And thank you, Jeff, for hearing what I said, which is this is seed planting. And I'm going to, you probably noticed, I only have close to 6,000 people in my profile right now. I'll have 30,000, but I don't even need 30,000. So I am adding them over time, cultivating them. And I know that this is really, it's like a snowball effect. It's already happening. Okay, it's a snowball effect. So that's something you're going to start now, and you're going to begin to see the rewards. You may well see the rewards straight away because you haven't had 5 people a day or a week watch the overview yet. It might be very, very interesting to see what happens in your business when you have prospects, you know, going through the information every single day. Professional prospects that value their health, that live near you, or in the country that you want to launch. That's another, I didn't even touch on that. Okay, stay close to home. Trust me, that's the best way. But, hi, you launch a country. How else are you going to find them? You're going to go on Facebook and search for everybody who lives in a certain country? Oh, lame-o. Why wouldn't you go to LinkedIn, search for professionals in the industry that make sense to launch it in that country, and go find some key leaders? Okay, I just gave you like the high level. You got to take it. Take that to heart. Go rock this thing out. Go find people within 100 miles of you with those exact qualifications. And your business, it can only explode. So I do have the course for you. If you go to melaniemiletich.com/social world, they can actually take the course. They can download the checklist, and they can begin to apply what I call the LinkedIn lead system starting like right now. So if you've got any more questions for me, Mr. and Mrs. Giammalva.
Lisa, Lisa, do you have anything?
I'm good. I think this was a great, great training. I love the fact that Melanie is going to be our guest speaker the first Monday of every month. She'll keep refining our skills and expanding on what she taught. But I will tell you, I did take her course. Yeah, like I said, it was a nominal fee. It's like $20-something. And literally, you're going to have a video course with a questionnaire, and you could slow it down and take all this information in. And while I was taking the course, I was implementing the skills she taught me, which basically is reviewing a little bit of what you heard today, but it's expanding on it. So highly recommend it. I love LinkedIn. I think it's just an amazing vehicle, and that's why we're obviously want to share this with everybody. So thank you so much, Melanie. I've also added Melanie's information to our welcome letter, so that if people want to go to Helo Life, I just uploaded a new welcome letter. Make sure you get that, and if you do want to take that course, it's right there.
All right, guys. So obviously that training was phenomenal, and you could apply that to no matter what you do, guys. It's talking to people. It's connecting. That's our business, and this is just another vehicle that everybody's been asking for, and we want to give it to you here. And Melanie is going to be that person that we really believe could bring us value to all of our businesses. But stay balanced. Stay balanced, like Lisa said, and like Melanie said, this is one part of your arsenal, okay, as you go out there and build your dynasty. So just real quick, guys, remember tonight, Thursday, is at 6 o'clock is our business overview. Today it's Gus and Jan. So make sure when I post this, you share it with everybody. So please make sure that is the next big event. And also tomorrow is Open Mic Friday. Okay, come prepared. Okay, a lot of great testimonials this week. Remember your team developer. Also the extension of the pay cycle. But I really thank you, Melanie. This has been recorded. Everybody's like, you see the comments. Just go to your chat, Melanie. Everybody absolutely loved it.
Thank you.
Diamond Zone, please, everybody clap. Let's go through this. Melanie, you can see everybody. We appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yay, yay. Thanks, Melanie.
Thanks, guys. Oh, there she goes. Wait, keep waving. She wants to take a picture.
Keep waving.
Woo!
You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Monday the 6th. Not Monday the 6th. No. The 4th. Monday the 4th.
Monday the 4th. Okay, Monday the 4th. We're on.
All right, awesome.
All right,
Thanks,
guys.
Melanie.
Adios. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.